Hello, scattered sheep, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to continue our study in Matthew chapter 7. We're starting with 21. We're going to read down. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, whatever Bible floats your boat, use that Bible. Whatever you can understand to get the message, use that Bible. If you don't like what the Christ is saying, get off the channel. You're not the only one that got offended when the Christ was saying what he was saying, and then those people left. Well, you can leave off my channel because this is all about Father Yah and the Christ, and we're going to get right into it right now. 21. Not everyone saying to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but only the one doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens will. We're going to read that again. Not everyone saying to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but only the one doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens will. Yeshua was very blunt about that. He wasn't sugarcoating anything there. A lot of people are going to run up to him and say, Lord, Lord, I've always believed in you, but didn't do nothing. You believed, but you didn't make other people believe. You just was on the fence and didn't do nothing, didn't bear no good fruit, nothing. You just believed, and this is what you did. You know, it's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than that. You have to bear good fruit. That is Father Yah's will. It's his will. We're going to go on. 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and expel demons in your name and perform many powerful works in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. Wow. A lot of people are going to say, Lord, Lord, I had a church and I had all these people come and everybody used to come see me every Sunday and I was dancing about you and I was doing all this, but there was no good fruit produced from it. None. And it wasn't heartfelt. It was just to get the glorification. And that's why Yeshua is going to say, I don't know y'all. Get away from me, Satan's drones. These are people that don't even know Yeshua. I'm going to tell you why. Because Father Yah's will is for us to try to be like him. We cannot get to him. We cannot get to Father Yah unless through the Christ. We just can't. We need the Christ. And then all of a sudden, we say that, oh yeah, the Christ is my Lord and Savior, and then we do nothing after that. I have been in a church that portrayed that if you just say that and you believe it, you're going to make it. You in like Flynn. But that's not what Yeshua said. You must do his Father's will, which means that it takes some type of action on our parts. It takes some type of action on our parts to get into the kingdom of heaven. You got to know Yeshua and he must know you. You can no longer be a slave. You can't be a slave. A slave does not know what his master does. So you become a friend of Yeshua. If he's your friend, of course you're going to know him. I feel like I know him personally, and I do. But he's going to say to these people, I don't even know y'all. Yeah, you went to church and everything, but you still don't know who I am. And I don't know you. So get away from me, you person of lawlessness, which I can screw as Satan's drones. Okay? So we're going to go on to 24. Therefore, everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does them will be like a discreet man who built his house on the rock, and the rain poured down and the floods came, the winds blew, lashed against that house, but it did not cave in, for it had been founded on the rock. That's our faith. Not only we have to read, analyze, take apart, study, imprint it in our hearts, in our minds and in our souls, we have to, with that, take that initial action. That is building our house on the rock. The faith is the rock. What we believe in the Christ. We believe what Yeshua is saying, and we are going to apply it to our everyday lives. We have to try. When we fall short, we beg for forgiveness, because that is what he died for, so we can get up again and try again. It's just like when you're little and you're learning how to tie your shoes. It can be a bit discouraging at times. But then all of a sudden, you learn how to tie your shoe in your own way, and you always remember how to tie your shoe because you paid attention. You set that foundation on a rock, and you paid attention to your parent and what the parent was saying and how the parent was teaching you how to tie your shoe. Same thing with Yeshua and us. We have to pay attention. You must pay attention. That is building your house on a rock. So that way, when the rain comes in, when the wind comes in, lashing the house, it's safe because you built that house on a safe place. That safe place is the Christ. He's the rock. 26, furthermore, everyone hearing these sayings of mine and not doing them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain poured down, and the floods came, and the winds blew and struck against that house, and it caved in, and its collapse was great. So y'all already know. You build your house on the sand, which is going with this worldly, being a part of the world. Being a part of the world. And you should have no part of the world, because when you're a part of the world, I'll tell you how you know you're a part of the world. Everybody loves what you're doing. Everybody loves it. The world is fond of what it's its own, and you know what? Everybody will love it. But if you're doing what the Christ is telling you to do, then let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like it. And that's how you know. If it happened to Yeshua, it's going to happen to you when you become his disciple. I didn't understand that until all this has happened to me recently. And now I understand everything that happened to me because it happened to the Christ first. So you must know, when you become his disciple, when you build your house on a rock instead of sand, hearing the lies that people like to tell. You see? Some people believe that they have been lied to by the government. They've been lied to by their church. They've been lied to by media. They've been lied to by a lot of people. And they have they have leaned on that understanding of the world and built their houses on the sand. And when the rain and the flood and the lashing of the wind comes, that house stands no chance. That collapse is going to be great. Okay? Seriously. 28. When Yeshua finished these sayings, the effect was that the crowds were astounded at his way of teaching, for he was teaching them as a person having authority and not as their scribes. I love that, because I'm not behind a pulpit over here trying to tell people what to do, because I don't feel like I'm worthy, and I'm not. However, I rather just speak bluntly and not sugarcoat his word. I'm not sugarcoating his word, because he never sugarcoated nothing. And I'm going to say it again. If you don't like what the Christ is saying, get off my channel. Get off. Because at the end of the day, this is about everlasting life. And we are trying to wash our robes clean. There is no time. There is no time. Okay? We have to build our house on the rock. Yeshua's the rock. His knowledge is the rock. So when the rain and the flood and the wind comes, we all set. When the rain and the wind and the flood comes for the people that want to build their houses on sand, leaning on their own understanding, on their understanding of what the television tells them and what other people tell them, getting influenced by people not to believe in God at all. You see, building their houses on sand, well, their collapse will be great. And that's why I'm getting this out there. We must build our house on the rock. That rock is Yeshua's knowledge and trying to be like him daily. Daily. Finding the good and copying that daily. In this world, there's good and there's evil. You have a choice to copy the evil or you have a choice to copy the good. Father Yah's will, we must copy the good. Thank you so much for tuning in, Scattered Sheep. I want to thank you for listening and tuning in. And please do keep on your search with Father Yah. And have a blessed day.